Broadcasting live from an Airstream somewhere in Tornado Alley, bringing you the people, places, and stories from the Panhandle to the Red River. This is your Only in Oklahoma show.
And welcome to the show. Today, the dynamic duo is headed to the Bat Cave. That's right, the Selman Bat Cave in Freedom, Oklahoma. I'm Brett.
And I am Harley.
So this is week 2 of being completely opposite of what we've had earlier this month. I don't know if I like the spring. I like spring. I don't like summer. I don't like the heat. I was talking to a guy I work with, a manager of mine, who's an avid hiker. He does a lot of hiking down at the Wichita Mountains, and he doesn't like it either. I just don't. I don't have this. I don't have the summer. You got to be a summer, but I don't do summer activities. Spring I can get with.
I'm all about spring. I'm all about fall. I'm all about winter. Summer in Oklahoma can be a little brutal sometimes.
And I know we're crying over nothing because really it's the you hear it all the time.
Are you going to say it's not the heat, it's the humidity?
I was going to.
Oh my God.
It is though.
I don't know. It just sometimes
it's 80 degrees with 100% humidity. That's like 180 degrees.
The thing that kills me more about Oklahoma summers than anything else is the 40-mile-an-hour wind out of the south where it feels like you're in a blast furnace.
I'm serious. I don't like it.
It's not that long. It's a very short period of time.
It really is.
Really when you need to be going to places like Medicine Park and hopping in the water.
And you've got to, I mean, you are the quintessential. If OnlyinOK was a person, it would be you.
I'm going to take that as a compliment.
You're Mr. Travel Time Trailer. You know what I mean? And you make those weird campfire meals. We're going to have hot dogs and tortillas. I'm like, who does that? But somehow it just tastes better. I've eaten hot dogs and tortillas at home because I literally had nothing else to eat. You do it because it's fun.
I agree with that.
But I tell you what, I got to tell you what I like more than anything.
Okay.
Bats. I like bats.
Like eating them?
No.
You brought it up right after we were talking about hot dogs.
I know. I'm not like Ozzy. I'm not going to bite the head off of a bat, but I would go to the Selman Bat Cave, and that's where we're going next.
Tick-tock, tick-tock.
Yes, it is.
It is coming up quick.
Oh, you're not talking about the app TikTok, which is far more fun and interesting than doing your taxes. I've learned more on TikTok than I have anywhere on my tax forms.
No, I am talking about the deadline to file your taxes. And if you have a bucket full of paperwork and don't know where to begin, I've got the perfect place for you to call and get some help.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just saying for a friend, I know a friend of mine who filed his taxes like a goofball and didn't do anything properly, so he may never get paid. Don't be him. Don't be Brad.
So, absolutely, you need to reach out to Holiday Tax Group for a free 30-minute consultation if you are a Brad.
A Brad. Don't be Brad.
Don't be Brad.
If you are a Brad and you happen to be a military personnel or a teacher, get the 20% discount. I promise it's worth it.
Right. Holiday Tax Group does offer a Brad
Don't be
discount
Brad.
For military Brads or Brads that teach.
Yes.
They are a family and locally owned operation, been here since 2010.
A local outfit, as Granddad would say.
They're made in Oklahoma.
They are made. I mean, it doesn't get more made in Oklahoma than Holiday Tax Group. Check them out on the web, holidaytaxgroup.com.
Or give them a call at 405-730-3100.
That's Holiday Tax Group. Holiday with 2 L's. As far as stigmas of animals and creatures, if you will, is there any more... Is there an animal that has more of a stigma around it than a bat?
Spiders. Snakes. Spider snakes.
But, okay, but are there is there a mythos that surrounds the bat that's not like any other? I would say so. Vampires. If you're going on the classic vampire trope, Dracula, it's always a bat, right? Until the last, 20 or 30 years when we started having shiny vampires and things like that, right?
Why are we talking about vampires? Oh, because of
the Selman Bat Cave. I'm talking about in terms of bats as being a creature of the night that's got probably one of the sourest reputations. I think it's got to be somewhere at the tippity top.
It's on the list. I'll give you that.
When did your opinion of bats change to where you think that? I've always thought they're kind of cute, but again, I always thought that if they bit you, they were going to suck your blood.
Which is, I guess, a distinct possibility on certain breeds.
But can it happen at the Selman Bat Cave? We'll find out.
We'll find out. Like, are we going to another commercial?
No, we're not going to. We're about to find out about the Mexican free-tailed bat, right?
We are. Apparently, I was unaware of this before starting this show.
What?
That Oklahoma is part of the migratory path of the Mexican free-tailed bats.
I believe they also... Austin, Texas is somewhere in that conversation, too.
I don't know if it's the same bats, but these bats travel over 1,400 miles every year to Oklahoma to give birth to their young and care for them in the Selman Bat Cave Wildlife Management Area in Freedom, Oklahoma.
1,400 miles.
That is a long trip.
It's a long trip, especially if you're blind and you only communicate and see through sonar, basically. Right? No?
I don't know enough about the anatomy of bats to go into...
Vibration.
I know that there is some common knowledge.
Right. That's why they do the squeaking, because it bounces off and reverbs back, and that's how they locate. Are you kidding me?
Or they like to scream at people. Maybe that's part of it.
You know everything. I'm serious. You intimidate me with some of the things that you're knowledgeable about, and there's other times. I'm not saying you're inept. You have an ineptitude for bats, but I figured you kind of knew a little bit about the Dark Knight Rises taught you a little bit about how bats operate.
So I know the movie lore around bats, but I've never actually studied bats.
Really?
So I really don't know if the sonar thing is only part of their main senses, or if it's every single bat has that as a primary source of visualizing their environment. I really don't know.
My understanding is that all bats are the same. They're all blind.
I don't know. Like, you could be telling the truth, or you could be lying to everybody in Oklahoma right now.
So, back more to the point, the Selman Bat Cave. What do we know?
The Bat Cave is closed to the public, except on very special occasions. And basically during July and August, it's open on a few select nights for a limited number of visitors to come and see the bats coming and going in the evening.
I think they leave to probably hunt, correct? Eat, come back, forage, come back.
You are asking me a lot of specific questions.
No, I'm not. It's
about
more, bats.
It's
not specific. It's more. I don't know. It's more of a kind of a rhetorical question. It's not necessarily an open-ended question.
I don't know. They could be going to a nightclub. I just know that they come and go around dawn or dusk, and you can watch them.
There's only one bat I know that leaves at dark and comes home before dusk, and that's Batman. I don't know.
The silence on my part is just me shaking my head.
I think I heard your neck pop.
So, can we talk about the details that our listeners are going to need to know?
Yes.
To take advantage of these special events?
Right.
So, the Selman Bat Cave Wildlife Management Area is located near Alabaster Caverns State Park in Freedom, Oklahoma. It's 340 acres of beautiful prairie land in northwestern Oklahoma, and it is one of only 4 spots that the Mexican free-tailed bats use to colonize in the state.
I've been to southeastern Oklahoma. I've been to southwestern Oklahoma. I've ventured towards northwestern Oklahoma. I remember as a kid seeing pictures of the Alabaster Caverns, and always thinking that I felt like it was like on a whole other planet, another world.
Right.
And the fact, I think on occasion, and maybe you have seen bats around here or here and there throughout your storied career as an Oklahoman. I've seen them on occasion.
Mm-hmm.
But how many? I just want to know, how many bats are we talking here?
Okay, so this is the third time during this episode that you have specifically called me out to question me about specific facts.
We don't know how many bats there are?
I didn't count them. I don't know if they can see in the dark, and I don't know if they go out hunting at night.
They do.
I don't know any of these things. But you keep asking me like I'm the bat professional. Like I'm the Batman. I'm not the Batman.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just wondered if we had a roundabout, if they gave a number. I'm sorry. I'm looking at numbers, and I wasn't sure if any of those had any correlation to... It's fine if it had any correlation to how many bats there were.
1 billion. There's 1 billion bats in the Gypsum Bluffs in the area that are in that general prairie land.
I asked
1 billion bats.
There's one thing that I'm good at. Asking questions. Probing questions. I'm good at that. I'm sorry. That's what I do for a living. How can I help you today? It's orange paint. How can I help
quit touching that?
Yeah.
Do you not hear that?
I wish I was as annoyed by you as
No,
by
you're
you.
not annoying me. You're making your vocal worthless when you do this.
I'm not. Nothing I'm saying is going to go in the show.
Why?
Because you just did that. I'm saying I ask probing questions. That's my job. So I just ask. I don't know.
Yeah, but you're asking me like I'm the pro.
No.
Like, do you see like a bat PhD hanging on the wall behind me?
How much useless knowledge do you have?
Lots. But I stated early on in this conversation that I don't know jack about bats.
How long have we been doing something like this? How long have we been doing a podcast?
50 million years. I feel like this one is the longest one ever.
It might need to be. Here's the thing. We've had these discussions at length when we were on MacArthur, when we were in the back bedroom, in Connor's room, every location we've had. I ask questions. I don't know how not to. I don't know how not to ask questions. I think they're interesting facts behind those.
Look them up.
What's a bat do?
I mean,
why do their wings look like that?
you don't... Bats, they leave at night to go eat insects, and they come back.
Dude, they may go to a rave. I don't know.
Okay.
They could go to Denny's.
Okay.
So I'll give you a number. I don't know how many bats are there, but I will give you a number that I can be sure of.
A bajillion.
No.
What?
The property that these bats are on was purchased by the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation in 1996.
So that you're giving me a number.
Right, that's a number.
I can appreciate that.
There's probably more than 1996 bats.
Well, I would say, for context, I would say purchased in 1996, just to kind of keep a numeric flow.
Okay, I can live with
or
that.
1996, whatever.
Or 1996.
Or 1996, the year of our Lord.
So the area is protected by the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife, the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife Conservation.
Mm-hmm.
The wildlife area is actually open July and August for a maximum this year of 50 guests per night. These are select guests that have pre-registered. It used to be 75. Can you guess why it's now limited to 50?
Something else that has wings and flies around and attacks people.
Yes, COVID.
COVID. So this isn't a question that can't be answered. It's fairly simple. Do you think it's probably safe to say if you haven't registered now? Because I feel like everybody's we're seeing, if you look at the event calendar right now, a lot of places are opening back up in the next few months.
Yes.
I'm seeing trickling in I'm getting concert updates that I haven't got in a year. So there are things that are kind of opening up, especially with the outdoor stuff that's happening. I wonder if, and this is just you and me here, that might change. It could change.
It's a possibility, but I will say that if you want to go, I think you're in luck. Registration hasn't even opened for this event yet.
And that was my next question is, I wonder if people are so anxious to do anything that we're just, all of a sudden, we're booking up stuff that, where are we going? Fair of the Heart, anywhere. I'll go too, honey. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're so thirsty for an activity that we're literally just booking everything we can get our hands on.
It's a possibility, so I will say, if you're interested in seeing the bats, the number of bats that there are that may or may not be hunting
are subject
at night,
to change,
and may actually hear with their or see with their ears,
right?
All of those things. Then you want to bookmark the link in the show notes,
okay,
and keep a good eye on it,
yes,
because I have a feeling this might sell out quick once it opens up for registration.
I think it's super cool. I would completely be all in doing something like this. It's outdoors. It's something interesting. It's something it doesn't happen. It's a rare occurrence. It happens in a small window of time. Those are the kind of things, not to be corny, but those are the moments that you do this kind of thing for. You know what I mean? This is what the OnlyinOKShow is about.
I agree with that. Now, as far as the details of what you're going to be doing, so the check-in and orientation process takes place outdoors at the Alabaster Caverns State Park. They're going to bus you over to the viewing area. Now, the group leaders are going to give you a little bit of education on the bats, maybe tell you how many are there, what kind of hunting practices they have, things of that nature, things that a curious person might ask an expert,
that wouldn't just ask at random.
Right.
Okay.
For guests that would like to participate in a group-led nature walk, they have a tour guide that'll lead you on a short quarter-mile walk and educate you on the area. I also think that would be a lot of fun. Now, for your safety and for that of the bats,
right,
they do not allow people to go into the caves.
Fair.
I would
okay
agree
with that.
I would agree. They do say that you can bring lawn chairs, binoculars, cameras. They recommend that you dress for the outdoors because guess what? It's outdoors.
It's outdoors and it's in the freaking heat of the summer.
Yes, and they also recommend that you don't wear flip-flops or open-toed shoes or high heels.
If you're doing that, have you ever been anywhere near a cave? I feel like that's almost like it goes without saying.
Well, I am going to say, again, this is a wildlife refuge.
Mm-hmm.
Probably some snakes out there, some spiders.
You get what you pay for.
Some bats, some honey badgers. I'm just thinking that open-toed shoes or flip-flops are probably not the best to run when...
Hell, there could be fire ants, for all we know.
Ooh, fire ants. Yeah, those things are evil.
Those are brutal.
So we need to talk about the fine print.
Yeah, there's just... you know what? Can we get to the part where we don't have fine print anymore with everything that we do?
Yes, but there are some fine print issues with this one that I think is important, like the dressing.
Okay.
But they do ask that you leave glass containers, water bottles, and pets at home for this event.
Mm-hmm.
They are recommending that you wear long pants to protect your legs from the brush.
Right.
If there are kids there, they got to have a parent with them at all times to make sure that they follow the rules. And you can't wander outside of the viewing area. It's mowed. Mm-hmm. And everything outside of the mowed area is off limits.
Well, that's probably the stuff outside of the mowed area is probably another reason why you don't want to wear flip-flops or open-toed shoes.
Right. And then lastly, there is no smoking.
No smoking.
It's located in the middle of a prairie in the summertime in Oklahoma. That's how fires start.
Yeah, that's kind of your... How to make a prairie fire? Well,
yeah, we don't need any examples of that.
No examples.
So the additional fine print, the COVID-19.
You need to stop. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you do it.
The COVID-19 fine print. All of the hard surfaces and upholstered surfaces in the buses is sanitized with a CDC recommended bleach before and after each bat visit.
Sorry.
They provide hand sanitizers on the buses. The 50 participants are divided up between 2 buses, and it's assigned seats so that the seat that you drive out in is the seat that you drive in.
Oh, okay.
So
I like that.
You're not mixing
I like it.
your germs.
That's perfect for me. I hated when going to like field trips as a kid, and you'd have to say when you'd get up, you go no take backs or whatever. You'd have to do this special freaking thing to make sure some kid didn't steal your window seat on the bus.
You got beat up a lot in school, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I could see that.
I did get picked on a lot, and I like the idea.
So the 2 buses with the 50 people total gives them plenty of room for social distancing. At the actual viewing area, there's plenty of room to spread out. The portable toilets there on site are sanitized regularly, and there's hand sanitizer there on site as well.
You are covered from head to toe. Everything.
Yes, and hand sanitizer.
And hand sanitizer and sanitizer. This is... they need to change it from CDC to OCD. Like, we're obsessed with cleanliness, which isn't a bad thing. We still have to put signs up to tell people how to wash their hands as adults, but we're getting there.
I think that's up for debate.
Well, that's yeah. This is very true. Well, I'm telling you, this sounds like a hell of a good time. It's right up my alley or my cave. You definitely have to check it out.
Right, and there is a link in the show notes. It's wildlifedepartment.com. There's some slash and words and such, but if you go to wildlifedepartment.com, you'll be able to find it.
Well, as always, it's the OnlyinOKShow. Check us out next week, same bat time, same bat channel. I'm Brett.
And I'm Harley, and we're out of here.
Peace.
Say that again, because I
Okay.
can't do anything with that.
Right.
Because I'm not leaving it in. Oh, speaking of that,
Yeah.
that's funny. The Goonies,
Yeah.
the menu
Truffle
at
Shuffle.
Shuffles
Oh,
has
yeah.
the Truffle Shuffle pizza.
Cool. All right. Oh.
You're going to do the bat?
No, I'm going to... Where are they going? I'm not going to do that. I was going to do... Next time, we go to the Bat Cave. I don't know. Oh, I got it. Okay. Thanks for zooming it in. Know that you're older and high protein. I should
Dude, I'm telling
I
you.
should probably be sniffing your farts. 3, 2, 1.